So although we're the Sussex Handmade Soap Company, soaps are not all we do. We have a wide range of products, and today we're going to be making our Black Plum and Rhubarb Foaming Sugar Scrub. Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Anne from the Sussex Handmade Soap Company. We have a handmade bath and body business in Battle in East Sussex, and we also own this channel where we share our day-to-day goings on, everything surrounding our business, from hints and tips and legislations and suggestions to making. And today it is making we're going to be focusing on. We are going to be making our Black Plum and Rhubarb Foaming Sugar Scrub. Our sugar scrubs are a popular product that we sell. When we first launched them, we weren't sure if they would be or not because they are a slightly higher price point than most of our range, but they have been really popular and we get some really fantastic feedback on them. I'm going to be showing you us making our sugar scrub, but I can't show you us making the base of our sugar scrub because I did actually purchase that recipe from, I can't think who, so I'll write it here, this person online. And obviously that's a paid for recipe, and it is not fair and not right for me to disclose that recipe because that's how this lady is making her business. It's how she makes her money. It's not fair for me to take that, and it's probably not legal for me to take that and just share it willy-nilly for free. So I can't show you us making the base, but it is a good recipe, and if you are interested, I recommend purchasing it, and it can be palm-free. We make it palm-free. I will say there's some stearic acid in it, so we can get palm-free stearic acid. If you can't, then it's going to be harder to make it palm-free. But anyway, the recipe is a good one. It's worked really well for us. It forms the base of our foaming sugar scrub. And our foaming sugar scrubs, yeah, I love them. I use them myself. They're one of my favourite products that we do because they smell amazing and they foam and they exfoliate and they're brilliant. So today we're going to be making more Black Plum and Rhubarb because we have got a fair at the weekend and we are completely out of these scrubs in this scent. So let's shut up now and make some scrubs. So the first thing we do before we start making our product is we get out all of our ingredients and utensils so that everything is easy to hand and we're not going to be rushing back and forwards trying to find ingredients we've forgotten. We've got our jars here which have been sterilised. We do that by washing them in the intensive setting on our dishwasher, and we then spritz the jars and the lids with rubbing alcohol just for that added bit of protection. We've got our ingredients all set up down here, and I've got a batch sheet as well, which is where we record all the details of our product. Obviously here at the top where it says our address goes here is where our address normally goes, but because it's on YouTube I have edited that out for today. We've got a notes section and we have got all our ingredients and the batch numbers and the quantities. And the batch numbers link back to another spreadsheet I've got which shows where the ingredients were purchased, the best before dates, the supplier info, everything like that. So everything here is nice and clean, good to go. And now I'm going to start making our sugar scrubs. So the first thing I do is I scoop out the base that we have pre-made. It has got a preservative and we keep it in a cool, dark place. So this lasts for a good few months, and this has been made a couple of months back and just stored nicely for use now because it's a lot easier than making it up each time we want to make scrubs. We then mix it in our KitchenAid on a medium setting. To be honest, you could do it with a regular hand whisk, and we have done it with a regular hand whisk, but the KitchenAid works nicely. You just have to stop it every now and again to scrape down the sides just to ensure that everything incorporates nicely. Otherwise you can end up with it getting stuck on the whisk or up the sides. So we scrape down our sides fairly often, but the KitchenAid works really well for mixing these scrubs. After we've whipped our base to a nice sort of light consistency, we add in our palm-free vegetable glycerin. And then it is back to mixing again. And once we add in the glycerin, the mix does start to get really nice and light and fluffy. I love the consistency of our sugar scrubs. Now we are going in with some jojoba oil. As you can see, my bottle does run out, so I am going to switch to a brand new one. And then you've probably guessed it, it is going to be back to the mixing again. And you can see it incorporating in there now. And as I said, you just need to make sure that you scrape the sides down if you are using a stand mixer, because product can get left on the side. And you do want to make sure it is all nicely incorporated. Now we're going in with preservative, and this is really important because not only is this product likely to come into contact with water when it's being used, but the base itself does actually contain water too, so preservative is absolutely essential. And this here is our fragrance oil, our black plum and rhubarb fragrance oil, which is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. And then we are back to whisking again. And here you can see just how light and fluffy that mix is. Kind of looks like meringue, to be honest. And now I'm splitting the mix into two because we want to colour half of it. And we are also going to then add in our sugar. I just think it's easier to add the sugar and the colour at the same time. And the sugar actually makes up the biggest proportion of our scrub. It's 600 grams of sugar going into this one portion here. And that is obviously only half of the total amount we're using. So it is a huge amount of sugar that goes into these scrubs. And now we are whisking again. I do find once the sugar has gone in that I do have to kind of really incorporate it. There is some little bits of sugar that don't always get incorporated, so I use a spatula to really make sure every last bit of sugar is incorporated into that base mix. And then I decant it into one of our food mixing bowls that obviously is not used for food, but is, well, it was a food mixing bowl when we purchased it, and now it is a soap and scrub bowl. And now we're doing the second portion of the scrub, which is going to be the portion that we're going to colour. We're colouring it today with Purple Passion by Resonate. And this is a really rich, vibrant purple, and I think it suits the fragrance name of Black Plum and Rhubarb so well. So now we are back to mixing for one final time. And when the colour's been added in, it does kind of demonstrate how that whisk, although it is good, doesn't actually get everything completely incorporated, because you can see little flecks of colour and little flecks of white. And this is why I do use the spatula to make sure that everything is combined. And when it is fully combined, you can see you get a really nice consistent shade of purple. And now it is time to decant into our jars. I have weighed our jars on a scale and set the scale to 0 with the jar on it, so that when I pop the scrub into the jars, I can then pop them straight back onto the scale and make sure they have each got at least 250 grams of scrub in them, because that is what we state on our labels. And we just kind of layer them up, 1 spoon of purple, then 1 spoon of the white, so we get that two-tone effect. We then tap down. I'm not going to show you that because the camera wobbled, but that gives us a nice flat surface on the top of our scrub. And we then pop on one of those lids, as I said, has been given that spritz of rubbing alcohol, just to kind of give it that extra added sterilisation. Now we are doing our labelling. It being in the UK, labelling is very strict. I'm transferring the batch number from the batch sheet I showed you earlier onto the back of the labels. And those labels have got all the info about the ingredients, how long you can keep it after opening it, our address details, the weight, all of that is on those labels. This is our base sale, which we then simply just peel off and place onto the bottom of our jars. And the final thing we do is attach one of our front labels. These are really nice clear labels. They're actually made from wood pulp rather than plastic. We do get people that think they are plastic labels, but they're not. There is no plastic in these. But they're a really nice kind of clear label, and I think it works really well on these scrubs because then you can still see those really pretty colours and there's no label obscuring the view. So that is 1 jar of foaming sugar scrub in black plum and rhubarb. And once more, close up, that base label gets put on there with all of the details. And then our front label goes on just to tell the customer what the product is and to make it look a little bit pretty. Complete it. And the final thing is the test. I have taken a little bit of that leftover scrub and I'm just going to show you how well it lathers and how well it bubbles. To be honest, the amount I've taken to show you would probably do both of my arms and probably my neck and shoulders as well, but I just wanted to take a generous amount and show you just how well it does bubble and clean. And it feels so nice, your hands will feel so soft after using it. It really is one of my favourite products. And the final thing that we do with our black plum sugar scrubs is we bring them to our shows, we pop them down onto our display stand, and then we try and sell them. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please give it a like. If you enjoy our channel, do give it a subscribe, that would be great, and we shall see you next time for some more making. Bye for now.